Good morning. You're just going to wait a bit to see if we can get a few more people, then we'll get started. Morning, Diana. Morning, Cindy. Hello, Risa. Ah, yes, the Mountain Mamas. Next month, I'm going to go back to the Mountain Mamas for another month and a half or so after spending 4 months in the city. All right. I think we can get started. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana gamanang sampunang. Panatipata veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccachara veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Sura Meriya Majjapamadhatthana Veramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami. Tisiranena sadding panchasilang dhammang samadhiyatva sadhukang surakkatang katva appamadena sampadeta bang. Silena sugating yanti, silena bhoga sampada, silena nibbuting yanti, tasma silang visodaye. Good morning, Balangatam. All right. Let's get started with our chanting on page 23. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vidya charana sampano sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manusanang buddho bhagavati svakato bhagavata dhammo sandittiko akaliko ehipassiko Opanayako pachatang vedatabbo vinyuhiti Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sango Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sango Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sango Samichi bhagavato Patipanno bhagavato savaka sango Yadidang chattari purisa yugani yatta purisa puggala hesa bhagavato savaka sango ahuneyo pahuneyo dakkineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punya kettang lokasati Buddho susuddho karuna mahannavo yo chanta suddha baranyana lochano Lokassa papu pakile sagatiko vandami buddhang ahamadarena tang. Namo te purisa janya, namo te purisuttama. Sadeva kasming lokasming natti te patipuggalo. Dhammo padipo viyatassu sattuno yo maggapaka matabeda binnako. Lokuttaro yo chadharatta dipano vandami dhammang ahamadarena tang Yo cha dhammam abhinyaya dhammam anyaya pandito rahado va nivato cha anejo vupasammati ye sang dhamma asamutta parva de sunaniyare te sambuddha sammadanya charanti visame samang ye keche osada loke vidjanti vividha bahu Dhammo sada samangnati etang pivita bhikkavo Dhammo sadang pivitvana hajara maranasiyung Bhavayitva chapasitva nibbutta upadikaye Sango sukata bhyatikatti sannito yoditta santo sugatana bodhako Lolapaino ario sumedaso vandami sangang ahamadare tang Suko buddhana mupado sukha sadhamma desana Sukha sangassa samaggi samagganang taposuko Bahung ve saranang yanti pabbatani vanani cha Haram marukka chatyani manusa bayatajjita Netang ko saranang kemang Netang saranang uttamang Netang saranang agamma sabbadukka pamucchati Yo cha buddhan cha dhamman cha sanghang cha saranang gato Chattari arya satchani sammapanyaya passati Dukkam dukkha samuppadang dukkassa cha atikkamang Aryanchitang gikam maggam dukkupasamagamminang Etang ko saranang kemang Etang saranang uttamang Etang saranang agamma sabba dukkha pamucchati Imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi Imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya dhammang pujemi Imaya dhamma nu dhamma patipattiya sanghang pujemi Manopu bhangama dhamma manusatta manomaya Manasa che paduttena bhasati va karoti va Tato nang dukkam anveti chakkang va vahato padang Manopu bhangama dhamma manusatta manomaya Manasa che pasannena bhasati va karoti va Tato nang dukkam asukam anveti chaya va anapayani Anicca vata sankara upada vayadamino upajjitva nirujjanti te sangvu pusumo suko sabba papassa akaranang kussalassa upasampada sachitta paryodapanang etang buddhana sasanang kanti paramang tapo tittika nibbanang paramang vadanti buddha Nahi pabbajito paru paghati samano hoti parang vihete yanto Anuppavado anuppagato bhati mokke cha sangvaro Matanyuta cha bhattasming pantang cha sayanasanang Harichitte cha ayogo etang buddhana sasanang Imena punya kamena upajjaya gunuttara Achari upakara cha mata pita piyamamang Suryo chandimaraja gunavanta narapicha Brahma mara cha inda cha lokapala cha devata Yamo mitta manusa cha majjata verika picha Sabbe satta sukhi hontu punyani pakatani me Sukang chatividang dentu kepang papetu vomatang Imena punya kamena imena udasena cha Kipahang sulabe cheva tanupadana chedanang Ye santane hina dhamma yava nibbana to mamang Na santu sabbada yeva yatta jato bave bave Ujucetto Satipanyo Sale Ko Viryavamino Mara Labantuno Kasang Katun Chaviriesume Buddha di Pavaro Nato Dhammo Nato Varuttamo Nato Pachekka Sambuddho Sangho Nato Taro Mamang Teso Tamanupavena Maroka Sanglabantuma Mina Punya Kamena Mame Pala Samagamo Satang Samagamo Hotu Yava Nibbana Patya Dukkha Patta Chani Dukkha Baya Patta Chani Baya Soka Patta Chani Soka Hontu Sabbe Pipaniyo Pavagupadaya Avici Hattato Etantare Sattaka Yupapanna Rupiya Rupi Cha Asanya Sanya No Dukkha Pamuchantu Pusantu Nibbuting Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. All right, friends. Let's finish out the Girimandana Sutta. Page 241. And hello, John. So 241. Chittapati Sangvedi Yassa Sissa Miti Sekkati Chittapati Sangvedi Passa Sissa Miti Sekkati Abhippamodayang Chittang Assa Sissa Miti Sekkati Abhippamodayang Chittang Passa Sissa Miti Sekkati Samadahang Chittang Assa Sissa Miti Sekkati Samadahang Chittang Passa Sissa Miti Sekkati Vimochayang Chittang Assa Sissa Miti Sekkati Vimochayang Chittang Passa Sissa Miti Sekkati Aniccanupassi Assa Sissa Miti Sekkati Aniccanupassi Passa Sissa Miti Sekkati Viraganupassi Assa Sissa Miti Sekkati Viraganupassi Passa Sissa Miti Sekkati Nirodhanupassi Assa Sissa Miti Sekkati Nirodhanupassi Passa Sissa Miti Sekkati Patinissagganupassi Assa Sissa Miti Sekkati Patinissagganupassi Passa Sissa Miti Sekkati Ayang Vuchananda Anapana Sati Satche ko tvang ananda girimanandassa bhikkhuno upasankamitva emadassa sanya baseyasi thanang ko panetang vijjati yang girimanandassa bhikkhuno emadassa sanya sutva so abado Tana so pati patsambayati Atako ayasma anando bhagavato Santike ema dassa sanya uggahitva Yenayasma girimanando upasankamitva Ayasmato girimanandassa emang dassa sanya Abhasi Atako ayasmato girimanandassa ima dassa sanya sutva so abado tanaso patipasambi vuttahi chayasma girimanando tatanma abada tata pahino chapa panayasmato girimanandassa so abado ahosi. All right, English. Finishing out the Anapanasati. So he trains thus. I shall breathe in, experiencing the nature of the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, experiencing the nature of the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, causing the mind to rejoice. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, causing the mind to rejoice. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, composing the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, composing the mind. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, causing the mind to be released. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, causing the mind to be released. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, contemplating impermanence. Now, interestingly enough, the word here, it's anicca nupassi. So this nupassi is the same as seen in the Satipatthana, Four Foundations of Mindfulness. Right? So this is a very interesting, important word in terms of development of vipassana, development of insight, to see things how they are. Contemplating impermanence. This is deeper than just like thinking and just like intellectually kind of like, yeah, oh, let me think about impermanence. This is a much deeper experiential contemplation here. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, contemplating impermanence. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, contemplating dispassion. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, contemplating dispassion. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, contemplating cessation. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, contemplating cessation. He trains thus, I shall breathe in, contemplating relinquishment. He trains thus, I shall breathe out, contemplating relinquishment. If, Ananda, you go to the Bhikkhu Girimananda and speak to him about these 10 perceptions, it would be possible that having heard these 10 perceptions, the Bhikkhu Girimananda would immediately be cured of his affliction. The Venerable Ananda, having learned these perceptions from the Sublime One, went to the Venerable Girimananda and told him about these 10 perceptions. When he heard about these 10 perceptions, Venerable Girimananda was immediately cured. And the Venerable Girimananda got up from his sickbed, and thus the affliction of Venerable Girimananda was eliminated. So this is a very interesting sutta. You see this a couple times in the suttas where just the reflection or recollection of Dhamma cures somebody in some way. And what should be a very important key word here is the Buddha says, it is possible that Venerable Girimananda would be cured, right? So this is basically saying that not 100%. What it's saying is that just because somebody says the words, right, doesn't mean that it's their magic and the person is cured. This is a monastic who is already in training, already practicing, and so the conditions were ripe for these words to cause a reflection in his mind to have these conditions of the ending of his sickness. Still, it's an interesting thing. Still very interesting sutta there. But these 10 perceptions are very important. These are things to practice along with the Satipatthana and Anapanasati. All right, friends, let's go to our thought of the day. Continuing on page 75, Paragamino Gata. We did the first two paragraphs, first two quatrains, I should say. So we're going to do the middle one today. I think we can only do the middle one. I think that'll fit. Kanhang dhammang vipaya sukhang bhavata pandito oka anokang agama viveke yatta duramang. All right. Abandoning the way of darkness, cultivating the bright. The wise go from home to homelessness, which for others is hard to enjoy. Cultivating the way of darkness, or abandoning the way of darkness. Cultivating the way of darkness does not end well for anybody. So these words, you see this in the suttas, right? So the Buddha says there's 4 kinds of people. There's a person who's born in darkness and is heading towards darkness. There's a person who's born in darkness and heading towards light. There's a person who's born in light and heading towards darkness. And there's a person who's born in light and heading towards light. And the Buddha describes, what is a person born in darkness? They're born poor, ugly, deformed, all kinds of medical problems, right? So basically they're born with all the cards stacked against them, right? I mean, it's like a brutal, it's like all because of past karma. That's how it goes, right? So they're born with all of these things, right? But the Buddha says they have a choice. They can head towards the light or head towards the darkness. Heading towards light is what? Acting skillfully, living by sila, practicing dana, all of these things, right? Heading towards darkness would be, killing, lying, stealing, just doing very unwholesome, unskillful acts. And then you have the opposite. And so somebody who's born in light means that they're born in a rich family, they're born beautiful, very healthy, good genes, all that kind of stuff, right? And again, they also have a choice. Do they waste all of that good karma and head towards darkness again? Or do they practice well and head towards the light? Right? So this is where the Buddha is telling us, abandon the ways of darkness, head towards the light. Cultivate the light. Okay? The wise go from home to homelessness, which others find hard to enjoy. So the wise, these are wise ones, wise beings. Not necessarily, wise here, not necessarily non-Aryan beings. As in like a stream enter, below a stream enter, right? But even still, some people, when they have the desire and the wisdom, then they leave the home life. They become homeless. They become monastics. Not for everybody, not part of everybody's path in this life. But this is what the Buddha says. And also the Buddha says, right, which is hard for most to enjoy. It's hard for many monks to enjoy. Right? So, but it depends on, what you desire and what you want to do. But we can reflect on these. Reflect today on abandoning the ways of darkness and heading towards the light. Reflect on these 4 kinds of persons. Right? Imagine to me, this is the kind of person who I've always loved in life. A person born in darkness and heading towards the light. A person who has born with all the cards stacked against them, yet they still try to better themselves. They still try to do good. They still try to elevate themselves. That is a person worth emulating, right? So think about these people, a person born in the light and the person born in darkness, and their choice to live in the light or to live in the darkness. With that, friends, I wish you a very spiritually successful and peaceful weekend. I hope you have a good weekend. Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy. Practice well and be well. Like always, tomorrow, Sunday, is the live session on the viharas here that I'm staying on their YouTube. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Sangha Nusati, so I'll be talking about the qualities of the Sangha, the Arya Sangha and such. And then I'll see you back on Monday. Monday we'll have our 8 o'clock a.m. session as normal. And then we'll have our 8 p.m. Dhammapalooza. So join us for both. Thank you, friends. Have